Hey guys, it's Krystal. I'm coming to you today from my office. If you can't tell, this is definitely a new background that I haven't filmed anything in yet, but in the future, as we're growing in this channel, I definitely want to do a lot of shorter videos with just a variety of content and like quick, here's how you do this, or some deals, maybe, depending on the interest here, and we'll see what that is in the future. So I just set up my, I don't know, little video thing I got to help me some equipment for videos, especially in the future with some like cook with me videos and such, where I can't necessarily, I don't have a bunch of hands to hold a camera and be cooking or doing other things. So today we're in my office. Yeah, and I just wanted to put up this video because I didn't put up one yesterday. Usually I do Saturdays, but again, this is why it would be helpful to subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be alerted whenever I upload a video, because at this time I'm not really on a schedule, so you never know when I'm going to post something. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, once we've gone through, give me the thumbs up, please. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps me and other people see our content here at Coupon Nerds. So if you have any questions, just comment as we go. I always read the comments and respond. So that's what kind of started this video, or inspired this video, was I get a lot of questions and comments either here or on our Facebook group called Coupon Nerds. If you're not in that, we'd love to have you over there. I think there's something for everyone. It's not always coupons only or rebate apps only. Sometimes it's sales or deals, or hey, Dairy Queen has a free ice cream cone this day, or whatever. It's very random, but I do feel like honestly there's something there for everyone. Sometimes it's just cooking on a budget, meals, if you're ever looking for recipes, inspiration, stuff like that. So the link to our Facebook group will be down in the description box. You can go ahead and join. We'd love to have you. I get questions there a lot too, or messages from people in that group. And so here we are. My first thing I want to address, and really the main thing, excuse me, for this video is why did I start couponing, or how did I get into couponing, and why do I still coupon if I reached the goals? So let's start with the first question. Why did I start couponing? It looks different for everybody. If you're in a certain stage that I'm going to talk about, definitely I'm not saying this, I'm not judging, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. This is just my story. You don't have to like it or agree or understand. But this is how it all started for me, and how Coupon Nerds was born. So basically, my husband and I had gone through some different seasons for different reasons. Throughout our life, we've been together for 9 years almost, and through that we've had life. Life happens to everybody. We all go through the same storms, just a different form, right? So everybody has some hard times and good times, easy times, etc. We had, over the years, started slowly realizing that we weren't having money for bills, and we were trying to decide, did we pay electric this month, or do we pay whatever bills? Do we, how are we going to have food and gas to go places, and different things? And so we found ourselves in that years ago, various times back and forth, and we're just like, there's got to be a better way. And so we just really started praying and asking God for help, because the Bible says that God provides all of our needs and more. That's a promise for us. So if you believe it, you can receive it. And when we're faithful with the things that we're given, we'll get more. And so that's a whole, another thing for another video, I'm sure. But we were just doing what we know to do from what we've learned in the Bible. And so we were praying for some answers, and we really felt like we had all the money that we you know, that we kept saying, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough money. But at the same time, we were stopping and getting fast food on them busy nights where something came up and we just don't want to go home and cook. My husband and I were getting coffee every day before work and responsibilities. At the time, it was only 87 cents at Speedway. But that 87 cents every single day times 2 people, that really does add up over time. And so little by little, we just started seeing, like, we do have enough money. We're just not being good stewards. We're not putting it where we should. And so we started, you know, asking for help, see, you know, what's going on. And over the years, we had eventually gotten rid of cable, which was a hefty bill. It's even more now than it was for us, but we got rid of cable. We started doing like a cheaper stream thing. We had, you know, bunny ears to this day, we still have an antenna. We've upgraded from the bunny ears, but we have an antenna on the top of our house to get free channels over the air. Stuff like that to watch TV. We did a lot of movies. If you don't know that you can rent movies, TV series, etc., DVDs, VHS, I think you can still get that from the library for free. So just, you know, make sure you return them on time. And so we were doing those things to have free entertainment instead of cable to pay, you know, $150 a month for stuff we don't really even watch. We really just like football games and such. Anyway, so little by little over the years, we started like just getting rid of things to help save us money. So like $120 extra a month, for instance, instead of paying for cable, well, that means we could just pay our electric bill every month, and maybe that's gas for half the month or whatever, like gasoline. Whatever it looks like. Little by little, we started, okay, so no more, we didn't do prepackaged foods, so we didn't have like them small individual packs of chips. We bought bigger bags of chips. We didn't have them small individual packs of like 6 cookies or 5 mini muffins or whatever. You know, I was making it at home and separating it, or the larger family pack of cookies for $1 something at Aldi instead of $12 for a package of a bunch of small individual for like $1 something. I was buying a giant thing of cookies and then putting like 4 or 5 in some snack size like Ziploc bags. They were off brand, they were generic, but yeah, just stuff like that, little by little. Just, okay, like we know what to do, how to cut some corners, make our money stretch farther, things like that. So over the years we had done that. So little by little, just whittling away at some things that you think you need, because everyone has cable and everyone buys these small little things for their lunch boxes and whatever it is. A bunch of pop is so expensive, juices are so expensive, all those things, it's just super expensive. So anyways, little by little, we whittled back. And then in 2019, we had found ourselves, so my husband was laid off, and so we're just doing what we know to do. We just trust God to provide. We do, you know, whatever we feel like he should. We had a couple jobs coming up, so that was helpful. We were able to get our bills paid, but it was, the strain was there, the tension was there. I don't like to say stress, because stress is really bad for you. Sometimes you can use stress towards good. I'm not judging. Again, this is my story. But it was just trusting God, because on paper there was no way that we could pay our bills. But we, you know, money kept coming in. People we didn't know were handing us money, and people didn't know we were going through. We don't advertise whenever money is tight. So random checks from years ago, from a house foreclosure, some extra interest we had paid came in, like just random things. You know, in my experience, God has come through so many ways that I never expected, or, you know, realized was possible. And so stuff started happening. And then we had found out that my stepdaughter was pregnant, and the father of the baby had left, and she was living at home, didn't have a job, no money. And like I said, money was already very, 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 very tight. And yeah, so we what we knew to do and just prayed and asked for help, because we didn't know what else to do, and that has always worked for us before. So we know that God never fails us, and so we just trusted that He would make a way. And so unfortunately, when we went to sign up for some assistance, like, you know, food stamps, Medicaid, like a government insurance, and etc., on paper we had made too much money, because they do like household income. It's a whole thing. My father-in-law lives with us and he gets Social Security. And so on paper, they were just saying, even though we were, my husband was laid off and I haven't been working in years, we didn't have enough money to pay for all this stuff. But on paper, I guess we made too much money. We couldn't get any assistance. And part of that assistance was health insurance, because my husband's insurance, through his work, covers my husband and his wife, me, and the children. But a pregnant child of his was not, or the pregnancy was not covered, because that would be considered my husband's grandchild, which is not considered like eligible in the plan. Okay, I hope that made sense. Basically, any baby appointments were not covered by insurance, because it was not a spouse or child dependent. It would be a grandchild. So we had to pay out of pocket for all this money. We had to get a credit card because we didn't have money. So for every ultrasound and checkup, all of the things, blood tests, glucose tests, pregnancy tests to verify everything, all that stuff we had to pay out of pocket. So we were putting it on a credit card, and thank God we had gotten approved for a credit card with the highest credit limit we had ever been approved for. So it gets better, don't worry. I'm not recommend anybody do this unless they feel like God says. I do not agree with credit card debt. I don't think you should ever just, oh, we'll spend and just maybe it'll be okay. Don't do that unless you know that you know, and you have peace that, you know, it's going to be taken care of. So don't listen to me and say, okay, Krystal said go get credit cards, it'll be fine. Don't do that. But we had peace about it, and like I said, it was unusual that we would get approved for such a high credit limit. And so we got this credit card. Every baby appointment we're going to and putting it on this credit card, and we did get a little bit of a discount for being self-pay, because I don't know, some doctors will do that. If you don't have insurance, ask them, do you get a benefit, like a discount for being self-pay, because you have to pay out of pocket. So we were able to do that. We found favor with the doctor's office and stuff, and it was going okay. And then after, this is crooked, I'm sorry. After the baby was born, our grandbaby was born, things just weren't going the way it should have been with breastfeeding and such. And so we went to the doctor, and my granddaughter had lost a lot of weight. It's normal to lose some weight, but my granddaughter had lost a lot of weight, and they said, we're actually very concerned. This is not healthy. She's not eating enough, because there were some complications and stuff. So we would really like to give her some formula, a bottle of formula today. And we really advise that she gets on formula so she's getting all the nutrients, and she'll gain weight and be in a healthier state. And so I just remember, I'll never forget it, because it was very powerful to me. And again, everybody believes different. I'm not judging. I'm not saying my way is the way. This is my story, remember. I just remember I started freaking out, and I have a Bible verse on my wrist about Philippians 4:6, and it basically says, paraphrasing, not to worry about anything, pray about everything, tell God what you need, and thank Him for all He's done for you. And so I started freaking out. It's not usual for me to stress or be doubtful or freak out. How are we going to pay this? Whatever, because again, years God has showed up miraculously. Money has come in, and He's provided for us when it was impossible on paper. Like, I could not do the math. I'm very good with numbers and budgeting. There was no math that could make it possible, and yet somehow all the bills would get paid. But this day, I was freaking out, and I'm holding my granddaughter at the appointment. She's so tiny because she had lost more weight, and I was freaking out. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking all of these thoughts, how are we going to afford this? We're already living on a prayer we don't have money for this and we don't have money for that. Like, you know, diapers, we already have to do all these baby things. We have thousands of dollars at this point, almost maxed out a credit card limit because of all these appointments, and we had to pay like $3,000 something up front before the doctors would even deliver our granddaughter because they required a percentage. Anyway, it was a lot of money, and I'm like, we have this credit card debt now, and now she needs formula. Formula's so expensive. What are we gonna do? And in that moment, in true God goodness and faithfulness fashion, I just felt like inside, again, everybody's different, inside, just inside my heart, I really felt like God was saying, don't I provide for you? Haven't I been providing for you? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, well, what makes you think I can't provide for her too, my granddaughter? And so I got overwhelmed, and I'm like, okay, like, yes, like, forgive me for ever doubting and freaking out, because, you know, God knows me, I'm not typically that way. I'm like, okay, Lord, like, let's do this. I believe you. I've seen you do it before. I know that you'll do it again, and this is no different. And so I just started praying and trusting and believing. And shortly after, I got invited to a coupon class. Somebody was going to just start couponing. Actually, she has a YouTube now and a Facebook group and stuff. And she's like, I think I'm going to try these classes. Somebody else invited me. Long story short, I was just going to support them. My grandma had clipped coupons. My dad had clipped coupons. I know how to clip coupons. I've seen the crazy shows, TV shows and stuff. And I'm like, I'll just go to support you guys. Fine. It'll get me out of the house, something to do with the girls. Nobody else came. It was just me and my sister. The class was empty. This was this girl's first teaching coupon class ever. And it wasn't anything super profound, but sometimes it just takes a teeny little thing to know, oh, I can do that? Oh, I never knew that, to change the world. Like me with, oh, I can pray and trust God to help me pay my bills. Yes, you can. It will change your world. Oh, I can pray and believe for God to heal me. Yes, you can. I have been miraculously healed. It'll change your life. Little things like that. And so that's what had happened in this meeting, coupon class. And she had said, oh, I bet, you know, guess where I got all of this stuff? And I was like, we're guessing different things. And she's like, no, she's like, Dollar General. And I was like, what? I don't shop at Dollar General because their stuff's so expensive. And, you know, I can get that at Aldi or off-brand at Giant Eagle or store brand. I mean, random different things much cheaper than Dollar General. And she's like, well, they have digital coupons you can clip in the app. They have on Saturdays, you can get 5 off 25, and sometimes if you're doing the gain deal, you can get an additional 5 off 30, or, you know, whatever it is, they changed. This was 2019, okay? And so I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to check it out. And so I go home and I'm looking up all these rebate apps, and, Dollar General, downloaded the Dollar General app, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, wow, like if you do add these coupons and this sale, and go shop on a Saturday and get the 5 off 25, that means $5 off after you spend $25. So if you get $25 worth of products and even have no coupons, you'll only pay $20 because you get the $5 off for spending that, or, you know, shopping that much. Anyway, so I was like, oh, this is really cool. So I like to learn. I'm a nerd. That's why this channel's called Coupon Nerds, and my Facebook group is also called Coupon Nerds. It's just because I'm truly a nerd at heart. And so I'm like researching, I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm Googling, I'm, you know, downloading these apps that I feel like would be most beneficial to me. And so I'm just checking it all out. And so I started couponing probably October 1st or 2nd, my first time. Did a couple things. It was awesome. And then, of course, like, I was hooked. And so I'm trying different things. My first couple Saturdays was a bust at Dollar General. I had spent more money. My coupons didn't attach. I tried to do one large thing instead of separating it like some experts do. They'll do smaller, because if you spend $80, you still only get $5 off. But if in one transaction you spend $40, and another transaction, maybe with your husband's phone number, you spend $40, you'll get $10 off each. And so just stuff like that, you just learn as you go. But I did not know that stuff at first, and I spent like $50 something. I'm like, this is so much money. And I did get like $150 worth of stuff, almost 200 maybe. So I did save a lot of money, and so it wasn't a complete disaster, but I was just distraught. I went home and like cried a little bit in my driveway because I was so anxious because it wasn't working out and I didn't understand, and I was so excited. So if you found yourself in that place and you're like, it did not work out, like I quit, I cannot do it, I can't afford to spend so much money, don't give up. I just want to encourage you, try it again. Like everybody, we don't all wake up one day and become a well-known surgeon or like the best house cleaner ever, or whatever it looks like, laundry person. We don't wake up and have all of these skills overnight. It's just every day learning and getting better and getting better. So I started doing that, and so I'm like, okay, like I don't really have a choice because we don't have money for formula. And so I'm like, God help me. And I just started researching and really grinding to figure out like what to do. And then I saw like on Ibotta, they'll say, okay, pay for this brand new coffee, and we'll pay you, maybe it costs $8, and we'll pay you $8.25 back. So you'll pay the $8 up front, submit your receipt to Ibotta, and they'll give you the $8.25 back. Okay, I just got some free coffee I didn't have to pay for, and I got paid 25 cents. So it helped me, maybe 25 cents off of some milk that I bought, or diapers, or formula. And so I just started doing that little by little, doing them things. And again, this is my story. Don't say like Krystal had an amazing thing and go get yourself into some credit card debt. You need some discipline for what I'm about to tell you. So if you don't have discipline, don't do this. What I do, and I do to this day still, because I believe that my money should work for me and my money should make money. And so I want to save as much as possible or make as much as possible. When I go to the store, especially then, because again, money was super tight, we didn't have extra. When I would go to the store, I had a credit card, and I would pay for my coffee and my milk and sugar and diapers with my credit card. And then I would submit my receipt to Ibotta and get my $8 for the coffee, $2 for the diapers, 25 cents any milk, whatever, back from Ibotta. Get whatever the bonus that I would get it all back from Ibotta. And at the time, I had it sent to my PayPal, and then I would have it sent to my bank. Now it's a little different with some laws changing on PayPal. I have it directly sent to my bank. So let's just say I withdraw my stuff from Ibotta, and I have it all sent to my bank. Well, now that it's in my bank, I can use that money that I got back from Ibotta to pay my credit card bill, okay? So this is a revolving thing, and not only am I using the rebate money to pay my credit card bill, I'm actually, because I'm using a credit card, getting either 5% or 2% or 1.5% back in rewards, so I'm even saving more money, okay? So I was doing that so that I didn't have to pay up front, come up with, $50 to pay for these groceries and then get $20 back from Ibotta or whatever. So this is what was working for me. Again, you cannot put stuff on your credit card and not pay it. It will be detrimental. Like, it will last forever. It'll keep growing and it'll just swallow you alive. So don't do that. If you have discipline and can afford the items that you're buying and putting on your credit card, please use a credit card. It helps you. You save some extra money. You have like revolving credit, and you have credit availability that helps your score, etc. So this is my story. Do what works for you. I'm just saying this helped me so much. So started doing that. Again, to this day, I still do it because I'll get, like at Walmart, if Walmart has a Capital One Walmart card, you can get like 2% or 5% back with Walmart, walmart.com, save 5 cents at the pump at their gas stations, stuff like that. So every little bit adds up. Use what works for you. You just have to look out there and see, can you get more rewards? I'm all about getting as much money saved as possible, clearly. But yeah, so little by little, I just started doing all these things. And I would find, formula on clearance, because I'm at the store, every few days looking for deals and stuff. I would find formula on clearance that didn't expire for like a whole nother year. They just got too much in and didn't have shelf space like to store it. And so stuff like this, I'd find diapers on clearance because Huggies is going to come out with a new design and they don't want that old design, so they're going to discontinue that. So clear as all them diapers. Well, then I had a Huggies coupon and maybe Fetch, another rebate app. All the links that I use, I keep in the description box of all my videos. If you ever want to sign up with a referral link, they're there, and most of them give you a bonus for signing up. Like extra incentive, extra money, free money. So always use referral links. Anyways, so maybe Fetch was going to give me $2 back, also 2,000 points, which equates to $2 in gift cards for buying these Huggy diapers. And so just because I was going to the store more regularly and checking out the whole store, make sure, because sometimes there's clearance on end caps, buy the toothpaste or deodorant or diapers, and whatever. And so I just was looking for the deals. The Bible says, seek and you'll find. That means for the Lord and whatever. If you're out seeking trouble, you're going to find some trouble. If you're out seeking some deals, you're going to find some deals. And I found that true in my life, so I just started doing that. And then before I know it, I am getting a bunch of stuff. I found out rule number 1, never pay for toothpaste. Okay, well, I started this journey to help be able to afford diapers and formula, but at the same time, I have to buy toothpaste every month because we brush our teeth every day. And so at some point, that's in the budget. We need to buy some deodorant. I have to pay for deodorant every week or every month because we're clean people. We have soap and shampoo and conditioner and deodorant, things like that, hygiene things, toilet paper that we have to buy every month, even though my goal was I wanted to be able to afford diapers and formula for our grandbaby. We also still needed hygiene stuff, and so we had other household expenses for things like that, and cleaners and pads, tampons, stuff like that. So as I was out there searching for deals, I was finding, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, drugstores like that often have sales on a toothpaste, and they have a manufacturer coupon, and they have a store coupon, which you can double. You can't use more than one coupon on an item, but you can stack a store coupon, let's say CVS store coupon, and from the P&G or whatever insert in the newspaper, that's a manufacturer coupon. You can stack those two. So say it's on sale for $3, CVS has a $2 store digital you can clip, and there's a $1 off coupon in whatever insert. That's $3. It was on sale for $3. You used both them coupons and you got it free. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. And sometimes there would be an Ibotta rebate, so you get an extra 75 cents back or whatever. So it would be a moneymaker. Things like that really add up, especially that $1 or $3 you're not spending on toothpaste that month can go toward diapers, formula, deodorant, milk, like other stuff you don't typically get coupons for or whatever, or your more expensive items. That adds up really fast. And so I think if you've been with us any period of time, you've seen my stockpile videos. If you haven't, you can go on my channel. I have, I believe, a 2020, 2021, and a 2022 stockpile video tour on my channel. Feel free to watch. That is evidence of getting these items for free, and instead of paying that $1 or $3 every month for toothpastes, using it towards other things. And so it really has freed up a lot of things. And like I said, because I get them free not so much anymore because I have quite a few, but most of the opportunities I get to get free toothpaste or items like that, I do go out and do those deals because then I give those away. So I said in my last stockpile video about how I started at first with some explanation because those are terribly received. Some, they're like, oh, that's amazing. Some, they shame you because you're a hoarder. Understand my heart. Like I said, I didn't start this so I can start hoarding. I started this out of desperation because we were already living on a prayer, and it was, I just didn't see a way that we could pay for diapers and formula because there was no extra money. And so I really like to acknowledge the fact that I understand what it's like to not have, or to want and not be able to get. I brushed my teeth with water for years because I didn't have any toothpaste. I went a long time without being able to afford tampons and pads and stuff, and just there's been a lot throughout my life. So I'm not sitting here saying life is amazing and I've never had to go through anything and it's all sunshine and rainbows, because that's really not accurate. I'm only here and so passionate about doing what I do because I understand what it's like to look at your budget and say, okay, I have $3,000 in bills I need to pay this month and my income is only $1,500. What are we going to do? Like, maybe a layoff happened, a death happened, a sickness happened, kids needed braces or a surgery or whatever. Like, life happens to all of us. So I'm so passionate about what I do because I understand that life happens and stuff comes up and it can get hard and you can feel hopeless and broken and not know what to do and get into debt because you're getting loans because you don't really see any other way. And so I like this because it gives hope to people. There is a way that you can provide for your family. You can save money, and it all starts with the little things like free toothpaste, free razors, free deodorant. I have so many like travel sized shampoos, conditioners, deodorants, laundry detergents, dishwasher pods, all of these things I got for free because I used a rebate app. So I paid for it up front on a credit card for me personally. You can pay cash, credit, coupons, it doesn't matter how you pay. And then like Shopkicks, for example, is the best. They'll give you $4 back when you buy any one Old Spice deodorant. And so if you go to the travel section at Walmart and buy travel size deodorant for $1.50 and submit your receipt to Shopkicks, you automatically got it for free and you got paid $2.50 to buy that travel size deodorant. Now, a lot of people say this is dumb. I don't want a bunch of little travel size whatever. If you do not have money for whatever, say you're saving for a vacation, you want to pay off debt, you want to whatever. If you don't have that money, then if you need to use 7 travel size deodorants instead of 1 or 2 big size deodorants, okay, that probably just saved you maybe $8. Everything's getting so expensive. Whatever it costs, that saved you that much money. You got it free and you got paid $2.50 to buy them. That stuff adds up so quickly, guys. I'm serious. I'm so serious. I've used them things. And then you can donate them if you don't need them. You can use that $2.50 towards a free gallon of milk or a bunch of bread or whatever it looks like that your family's wanting, some cheese that you don't usually have coupons or sales on. Go buy that and give away the small items. I do that myself here. I've had it on my channel multiple times. I really feel like we're blessed to be a blessing. I think it was Genesis 12:2. That's the Bible verse for my Coupon Nerds group. Again, I know everyone's different. That's me personally. So I feel like I've gotten this and we can just give it out because I know what it's like to not have. And I know how much of a difference it made to me when somebody was like, hey, I have this that I'm not using. Can you use it? Or, whatever that looks like. So I just want to share that tidbit. And after we had gotten through that situation with my granddaughter and trust in God, God was providing always. We had more than enough diapers. Actually, we were donating diapers and formula, different things to the Pregnancy Support Center, which is a Christian based pregnancy support center in my area. They help women who feel like they can't have this baby because they don't have the money, they can't afford formula or whatever. They help mentor these women, guide these women, help provide by some food and formula and different things that they might need along the way, how to change diaper, how to take care of babies that are crying, different things. It's really a pregnancy support center. So they're very nice organization. So I was just donating to them because I had more than enough. And it really was amazing how it was all happening. The time came where our credit card, we had like 0% interest for so many months because it had been a newly signed up card. The time had come for us to pay off our credit card, and we were slowly chipping away at the amount over the year and a half or whatever we had to pay. But it was still a lot, and so we were just doing what we knew to do. And then we had paid off, my husband went back to work during this time, we had paid off the large sum that was left, and the next, 3 days later or something, we had found out that my husband was laid off again, and this was early November, and so then comes Thanksgiving and Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas presents for the family and everything. And so we were not expecting to, because we were living paycheck to paycheck, we were not expecting to have that happen. So we just paid thousands of dollars out of our bank. Almost all of our liquid funds were gone. And we were just expecting, well, when we get paid, we'll pay electric and gas. And then the next paycheck will go to rent. And the next paycheck will do, whatever. I'm sure most people here watching can relate. And so I started this Live Off Your Stockpile challenge. So we didn't have money for food and gas back and forth to the store 3 times a week, or extras like we want chicken Alfredo tonight, so I'm going to go buy some milk and flour and butter and noodles and Parmesan and whatever, all the ingredients to make it. We didn't have, that wasn't a luxury we could afford at the time. Yes, luxury, because not everybody can do that. And so if you can, I'm not judging. If you can't, I'm not judging. I'm telling you, I've been there too. But anyway, so I started this hashtag Live Off Your Stockpile challenge, and I'm like, well, we've been blessed to have been able to build up these items at our house for so long. A lot of them are canned food items, processed food items. It happens. Cooking on a budget isn't always every meal you have all the veggies and protein and carbs. Everything's balanced. Sometimes it doesn't look like that, and that's okay too. So we went and started this challenge, and instead of going shopping for various things, we were just making meals with what we had at home in the freezer or basement. And we had plenty of canned fruits and veggies. While I'm out searching for these deals, I'd always find canned things for 20 cents, 25 cents, 10 cents, and it's fruits and vegetables. Yes, it's not fresh, but it's fruits and vegetables, so that's still nutrients for you and your family. And so I would pick up these things as I had overage on rebate apps, because then once I got better, I started getting paid to shop, and little by little, my monthly household budget, which include cleaning supplies, hygiene items, groceries, etc., was just going down little by little by little. The better I got, I'm like, I don't need to spend $800. I'll just spend $600. Oh, $600, I didn't even come close to. I'll spend $400 a month. And then now, from where I started, it's been about 2.5 years now, and my monthly budget is $0. Now that money is not so tight, we do, if I see something at the store, I'm like, oh, that sounds really good, I can make this and this and this, and it's super on sale or clearance, or there's a discount tag, at Target, for instance, and I can get a lot of meat for next to nothing. I'll go buy it, and stuff like that. But and that's not using your rebate app, that's not free or whatever, so that is some money every month. But at the end of the day, there are many times where I go to the store and do an Ibotta bonus, buy maybe 30 things at once, and I'll get paid $10 a month. So that just means let's just say I spent $55, and after rebate apps, I got $65 back. So that means everything was free, and I got paid $10. So using that, usually it balances out to $0 a month. Sometimes I make money, sometimes I spend a few bucks. Now at this time, it's not dire. We're not counting every single penny obsessively, and so it's not a big deal. But I said that to say that throughout this time, after we had gotten through that season, it was amazing. Like I said, everything was provided for. 2.5 years later, now my stepdaughter is married, living on her own with her husband, and they have 2 kids, and life is great for them. We started after that trying to chisel away at credit card debt, because there were other things that came up, and we got more credit cards. We got a loan against our car to pay off another different credit card, and like I said, it's very difficult, so you definitely need some discipline. So we had some different seasons that came up for different reasons, and we just found ourselves having a lot of debt. So we decided I'm going to keep couponing, because it's helped us get this far and, pay off whatever. I'm going to keep couponing, doing some Ibotta bonuses to hopefully get paid more to shop, and start this coupon channel to show people, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. You're only going to fail if you don't try. And so you might make some mistakes, but you're learning as you make them mistakes. And so we just wanted to pay off debt. And so 2.5 years later, we've been able to pay off. We did get a truck last year. That's debt that we have, but we paid off all the credit card debt, all past due bills at the hospitals, and all of the things, dentists, and kids have a lot, adults have a lot that comes up. We paid off all of the collections, stuff like that we've had over the years, which is a lot. And so praise God that all of this couponing, it was an answered prayer. We don't have to be bound in debt and paying interest on interest on interest. And so that's why I keep couponing. So I started couponing out of necessity. We were really desperate. Like I said, if you're one who says, we don't have money for this and we don't have any money to pay our bills, but you still eat out every day and you still get your Dunkin' coffee or Starbucks, you still have cable and the best unlimited highest cell phone plan. That was another thing. We got rid of that. We had 10 gigs of data for all 5 phone lines to share each month, like things like that. Just use some wisdom. Our breakthrough really started just saying, okay, we don't have money, and then we really felt like I was saying, like, you have more than enough. And once we were like, okay, what's important, what's necessary, and what's unnecessary, and let's move on from there. And so that's when the cable went, and the excessive unlimited data and all these extras that we did have, we got rid of because it wasn't necessary. And if we wanted to keep paying our bills, we needed to get rid of those before we found ourselves needing a different place to live that was cheaper, having to sell one of our vehicles, whatever, life happens. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're in that situation, really sit down and evaluate. It's really easy, especially nowadays, to go on your bank or your credit cards and see whatever apps you use. Maybe you spent $10,000 last year eating out. Well, okay, that's a lot. $10,000 is a lot. So imagine if you paid $10,000 towards savings or investing. Be careful with that too. Whatever it looks like, just putting it in the bank for when you want to buy a house. Little by little, all of this stuff adds up. So that's why I started couponing. I still to this day coupon because we wanted to be debt free. And once we reached that, my husband and I, after COVID and stuff, my husband was laid off. We've been living off savings for about a year now and living off the stockpile because I'm still able to coupon and get stuff for free. I'm still able to pay to shop. I'm still able to share these deals with you guys. And yeah, it's just been working for us. So we really wanted to travel. We could never travel because we didn't have any money. Last year we traveled 4 different times in 1 year, and that's it's been years and years and years since we traveled once. And so it was really a blessing. That's the freedom. Once you do this couponing, I know it's a lot of work some days. It's a lot of grind some days. Sometimes, 3 times a week you'll be on like Ibotta and Fetch and just scrolling through the offers to see, are there any free things? Like, what's new? Can I stack some really cheap offers to get like a $20 bonus or whatever? And so sometimes that's a lot. I think that's the benefit of following people on YouTube and Facebook. They do that work for you. I do this all the time. I'm always in messages to people I don't understand. I do coupon classes. If that's something you're ever interested in, let me know. If you want to learn how to coupon and do like a one-on-one thing, I could do it via Zoom or Facebook Messenger. Anything like that, just let me know. Like, that's what I'm here for, is to help. And so I just want to encourage you, don't quit. Even if money is great and you don't need it, do you want to pay off debt? Do you want to travel more? Like, that's why I still do what we do, because I'm not working, and it still gives us the ability to have food in the fridge and the freezer, in the pantry and in the basement, and whatever, and not have to figure out, well, how am I going to pay for these tampons and this deodorant and this shampoo and this food and whatever. It's already there. And so I just keep couponing, so I have that freedom. Instead of spending money on them items, even though now we can afford them items, I'm not going to do it. So we can use that money that we would spend on household stuff, put it in savings, investments, and travel, and enjoy life, because we're not promised tomorrow. So I just want to make sure that we're having some fun, because life is a lot for a lot of people. So anyway, that's the main thing I wanted to start this video. I coupon because one, I started out of desperation. There was no way. That was my story. And now, because I just want the freedom to travel and be able to go somewhere and not have to be slaves to jobs. My husband and I agreed after we started this that he wasn't going to work any overtime, because sometimes it's 16 and 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. And he's an electrician, so that would mean he's outside. It's like hard, you know, he's pulling wire, he's doing whatever. It's hard on your body. And whether it's 110 degrees or like 20 below zero, being outside for 16, 18 hours, like working your body and your hands, and that's not good. We're not designed to do that all day, every day. We need rest and relaxing and fun. And so, yep, that's my thing. I also wanted to close out. I thought about this today, which is why I remembered to make a video. I was reading in my Bible and came across this verse. I'm going to read it to you, and thought about all of the questions I get on this channel. So the verse is Luke 19:26, and it says, "To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away." And I thought about all of the people who address me saying that I'm a hoarder, or, you know, whatever that looks like. Everybody has their opinions. It doesn't affect me at all. I just like to say my piece so that my heart is there, so you know where I'm coming from. I, again, started this out of desperation. We did not have any money. We did not have any excess. We didn't have anything extra. And it was amazing how blessed we've been. And I really believe in reaping, sowing and reaping. And so when times were hard, we were still, like when I first started, for example, a friend of a friend had a house fire, and the mom, well, she ended up dying. We didn't know that she would at the time, but the mom was in ICU. The dad was really, you know, also had injuries and stuff. They lost everything in the house. They had kids. The grandma took the kids while the parents were in the hospital. The mom later died, all this stuff. All overnight, this grandma had to come up with money. She lived in a 1-bedroom place, 1 or 2 bedrooms, had 3 kids. Her grandbabies come in. She was living on Social Security. Overnight, had to figure out how to feed 2 babies. I'm sorry, it was 4 kids. 2 babies and 1 younger kid and 1 13-year-old. The oldest was 13-year-old girl, I think, 13 or 15. Overnight, she had to figure out on Social Security how she's going to pay for 4 kids, including 2 babies who were going to need diapers and formula. And so my stockpile was so small at that time. But what I did was gave extra, because we didn't need these extra diapers. We didn't need this extra formula and baby food. And the girl was like 13 or 15 or something. So we gave razors and different stuff that we had extra. We gave to this woman, because overnight she had to figure out how she was going to come up with all of these needs and all of this thing when she had like this much money coming in every month, because she was old and retired and just living on her own in this tiny little place. And so I really feel like breakthrough comes in that. So we gave, even though I had this much, we had little, we gave so much to this woman, because I understood what it was like to overnight have to figure out how to make life work with all of these things that just happened. We gave, and I really believe that we received blessing in the stockpile and different deals that came up, because our hearts were right from the get when I first started. And so that's reaping and sowing. Whatever you give out, you'll get back, but even more. And so when I read this verse this morning, I really thought about all the people who have them comments, because if you'll be faithful with little, you know, use well what you're given, more will be given. If you don't do anything, it'll be taken away. Well, just the fact that I do have a larger stockpile, I think, speaks to the fact that it has been blessed. We give and give and give. There's people come shop in my basement and don't pay anything. There's people that do shop in my basement and cash at me or whatever, say, hey, I want to give you this for XYZ, and that's okay. There's different organizations that say, hey, we're doing a hygiene drive, and we bring all that stuff, or we need toothpaste, and we just bring bags and bags and bags filled with a bunch of toothpastes, stuff like that. But just the fact that we do have this stockpile, I really think is evident of the fact that when you give, you will be getting back. And so I try to be a good steward of what I get, make sure that it goes where it should. And I get people say all the time, well, why don't you just give it all away? And we do give it away, but we want to give it away where it should go, not by where everybody else thinks it should go. And so what that means is I might not give one person 50 things, because maybe that person doesn't like oranges, and they don't like pears, and they don't like beans, or chili with no beans, or whatever we have to give them, or they don't like Colgate toothpaste, they only like Crest, and so that stuff goes away. It gets thrown away, or they let the food sit and spoil because they don't really need food. They just think that they're hungry, but they're still gonna go buy the fast food or whatever. They haven't reached a desperation, okay? So they still want to pick and choose. And so I don't ever want all my time and energy, because it is a lot. I do this full time. Like I said, I don't work. This is my job. I don't want to waste my time and energy and resources giving to people who are just going to be like, no, I don't really like that. I'm really brand loyal to Crest, so I'm not going to use this Colgate. And then it sits there for a few months, and then they throw it in the trash, or the food will spoil because they never really cared for green beans. Like, they're more of a corn person. And so it just sits there and they throw it away. And so I don't want that to happen with my resources. I want to make sure I'm giving to those in need where it's going to be used. It's going to be, even if you don't appreciate it. I've given many times, people don't appreciate it. People steal from my stockpile. They don't appreciate it. It is what it is. And so I just want to make sure that since I've been given this stuff, I want to be faithful with it so that I can get more. And I don't want to be one of those where the resources go to waste, because that means somebody in need of that Colgate and oranges and green beans and chili with no beans. That means if I gave it to somebody who's going to throw it away, somebody who really does need it isn't going to get it. And so that's why I do what I do. For those who comment and say, why don't you just give it all away? Why don't you whatever? I like to be led. I want to have peace about, I know that Susie Q got laid off, and she's got 3 kids at home, and whatever, her kids like these oranges, and John Doe has nothing and no one, and he doesn't get paid till next Tuesday, and he's hungry. Okay, then he'll appreciate some peanut butter and oranges and different stuff, and he'll use it because he doesn't have anything and he doesn't want to starve. So I want to make sure I'm helping people who will use the items and not just say, it's not that big of a deal, I didn't pay for it, so I'm just going to throw it away because I don't really like whatever it is. Or the brand loyal, I only use Persil Pro Clean laundry detergent, and maybe I give them all, or Purex, or whatever. Believe it or not, that happens more. I think maybe it's just an American thing. We feel entitled, and we're spoiled, frankly. And so sometimes we get a little snobby. It's like, no, like, I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry. Or, money's tight, but it's not that tight. I'll just figure it out. I'll put it on the credit card, and I'm going to get this Persil Pro Clean, even though it's 3 times the price for half the product, because I want it, and that's what I always had. So I don't ever want to be that person. I'm not judging if you're there. Listen, we've been there. Like, no, we buy name brand coffee. No, we buy, we are Folgers people. We are Maxwell House people. Nope, we started buying Aldi coffee. We started, when stuff hits the fan and life gets tough, you really got to evaluate your priorities. And our priority was, we need a place to live. We need electricity. We have to have vehicle because you have to get to work somehow, and we need gas. And so we really had to evaluate our situation. So that's my story. That's why I do what I do. And if you have been blessed with the stockpile, definitely don't do anything or don't do nothing, because the Bible says what little you'll have will be taken away, and we don't want that. So if you're sowing, you're giving away here and there, even a little bit. God doesn't care about amounts. He cares about our hearts. So if you just give to the needy, maybe take a couple cans to your local shelter, some deodorant or whatever to a battered women's shelter, whatever it looks like for you, even a little bit, every little bit adds up, and you'll reap a blessing for doing that. So I hope I answered the questions I wanted to start. I don't even name them to you, so you'll never know if I missed something. But anyway, thank you for watching. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, please. And if you ever have any questions or want to know more, why do you coupon, why do you keep couponing, ever, I'm always looking for new content to put up, because it's my hopes that to an extent I will start weekly videos more regularly. So stay tuned to that. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, and like I said, hit the notification bell as well, because that will alert you when I have an upload coming, since I am not super regularly scheduled uploads, if that made sense at all. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.